Hello everyone, my name is Prasanjit and today we will be pair programming with Duet AI, and in this session we will be taking JSON input from a raw cloud storage bucket, passing it through event arc and going through a series of ETL transformations for processing it. So here we have our IDE. So we'll start off with writing a function that downloads a JSON file from a GCS bucket, and here we get the code suggestions from Duet, and we just press tab to get it completed, and we'll come back and revisit and change the bucket name and other custom details in a while. So while we have this generated quite fast, we'll try to add another function, a load JSON file into a dictionary function, so we get the suggestions right away. And you might have noticed it's bang fast and really tightly integrated with Google Cloud. Now this is a function that takes a dictionary and transforms the value of the date key from DDMMYY format to YYMMDD format. This is what our use case is about. I chose a short use case to make this happen. Now if we click on generate code there, it'll get to the LLM and give us a block of code here. So once we press tab, we get this in our file as well, and we get a lot of other functions which it thinks we might want to use at this point. I would like to add a function that would write the dictionary into a JSON file and use that. So this is the function that we will need, and we will now have to change the custom values of our bucket name. And before that, I will like to add a main function here with our intention, that is download a JSON file, load it into a dictionary, then write the transformed data to a new JSON file and uploads it to a GCS bucket. So that is our intention. So we put it down as a comment over here and ask Duet to generate the code. So voila, we have the code generated over here, and here we can customize our bucket names and the date, time, whatever is needed. So here we get our demo duetai.py file ready. Now we put the import declarations, and now we'll have to generate a requirements.txt so that we have the necessary modules. So we can ask Duet on the chat alongside, and Duet is working to get us the requirements.txt. So here we create the requirements.txt file, and it has the Google Cloud storage plugin to be installed. So then we ask it to create some unit tests for my code, and it would do just that. So here we have the block of code with the unit tests with different types of date formats, so that our use case is well tested. Now we copy this into another file, test.duetai.py. Now this is where our test case will reside. So here we can input the Google Cloud import storage, and we set up our bucket names into the actual bucket names that we have, and here is our input.json, the sample file which we'll use as our source, and here is the bucket name that we would like to have it once the date ETL transactions are done. Now once we execute this file, it does all the stuff that we asked for. So it downloads the JSON, and Now if we go to the Duet prompt and ask it to refactor, modify this code so that it runs on cloud functions, then we'll see whether how it will help us to deploy it to the cloud function, because right now it ran on the laptop, so we'll need to make it run on Google Cloud as a Google Cloud function. So here we are. It gives us the modified code for the main file that we created, and now this code would run on cloud function. So here we are, and you would have seen in the code, like, you also get the citations, like from where the code was sourced from. Now we put this into our main file and save it. Here we modify our bucket into the original bucket names. So that was our upload bucket name. Now I ask how do I deploy this to cloud function. So Duet gives us a response with the steps, how to create a new cloud function and how to choose the runtime as Python 3, and finally how to deploy it. And it also gives us the nitty-gritties, like where the trigger section is and how to deploy it. So we go back to our cloud console, follow those steps and create a cloud function for our ETL transaction that we are going to do, and we add the trigger as per what Duet has advised us to, and we choose our buckets and create our trigger. Now here we are using event arc as our trigger. Now event arc lets you asynchronously deliver events from Google Cloud Services and from SaaS, your own apps, using loosely coupled services that react to state changes. Now here we paste our code and our requirements.txt that we had created, and then we should be set to trigger this cloud function. So here we are, just making the final changes, and here we go, we are ready to deploy. So once we deploy this, we'll have a cloud function ready, and you can see the function has been deployed. And on the demo bucket we have our input.json. We can rewrite it. Well, once this is done, we trigger our function again. Our logs will tell us whether the function triggered or not. So here we go back to our process document and we see the transformed in JSON generated over here. Now here we see the transformed JSON with the correct date format now. So which means our entire program has worked on cloud function end to end, and this is how Duet AI has helped us. Now there is more to Duet AI on the cloud console as well. If I ask how do I apply the principle of least privilege to my cloud function, then it'll help me create a more secure cloud function out there. So let's see. We have a response from Duet which explains what our cloud function does and how we can provide the least privilege. So which IAM permissions do I need to run this code? Now here it says these are the permissions that we need on IAM to run this code. Now I ask, how do I reduce cold starts in my cloud function? And we have a response like how we can set a minimum number of instances or use the warm up request feature so that I get an immediate response from a cloud functions without having to wait. So how do I update an existing function to set a minimum number of instances using Google Cloud? So it gives me the gcloud commands to do just that. So by now you might have realized how easy it is to use Duet AI, not only as a coding companion but also someone who helps you deploy on the cloud. Thank you.